on the Smoky Mountains right there. On the way down here in the car, it's when I really felt a lot of things starting to come back. You know, regrounding into my body, recognizing what's important, what's not. A lot of the questions I've been asking myself, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? What is it I'm trying to get out of this? What expectations do I have, and how to not have the expectations so that I don't come out of this like, well, I didn't get what I wanted. So, expecting to not expect. Just
so far, so good. Rise and shine.
So we started this journey about 3 days ago. Me and my group coming down from Chicago, about an 11-hour drive, and got here to the Smokies late in the afternoon on Thursday. And right away, picturesque, beautiful student pond landing, and I only knew about one or two of the guys coming in, but I've really gotten a chance to drop in with all the other guys and make some good connection. Ommeed, Bradley came in strong with the leadership, and it's been really, really powerful, really impactful.
That's Abbey Road on the Smoky Mountains right there.
Really wanted to focus on the group experience, the group as a whole, a unit. Really wanted the beginning to be focused on bonding, connection, feeling the relationship build, and it pretty much happened instantaneously.
This meetup or this adventure or this group, I didn't really know what to expect, but I had an open mind, and what I wanted to get out of it was peace of mind and to detox from a lot of distractions that have been hindering me or that I've been struggling with. This journey progressed, and we had prompts that we spoke about openly to one another. There were so many points that other people were expressing about their journey that touched me and helped me get through a lot of things. Never really experienced something like this before, and I tried to take it all in as I could to the best of my abilities. Along the way, I did find a lot of things about my life, the deep parts that I don't really think about, and I didn't realize how it affected me until somebody else told me their story and their perspective on things. So I really appreciated that, and for me to be vulnerable and open up to people has been really hard to do. So the exercises that we did, the activities, all contributed to us trusting each other in a way that we could share some of our struggles, our triumphs, what we really want and what we're really thinking about from a day-to-day perspective, and what we struggled with and how we overcame those things. And we're a lot more similar than we are different. So I see a lot of these things connecting and these bridges being formed with one another as the trip went along. And it was good to spend time with each person and thank them for what they brought to the table, and also express my thoughts and my feelings to them. And yes, this has pushed me out of my comfort zone physically, mentally, and has helped grow my soul. There's a lot of things that I'm going to take away from this journey,
in this space out here in nature, it's not just connection with the other men that are with me. It's not just connection deeper within myself and a deeper knowing of what's inside me, but it's also to connect, pause, to connect with nature. Especially this time of year being fall. For me, fall represents a shedding of things, like the trees, like leaves. The trees shedding their leaves, getting ready for the next cycle of winter. And for me personally, it's kind of representative of shedding some of the things I carry, maybe burdens or responsibilities or weights. Kind of intentionally setting some of those things down to lighten the load and have a sense of renewal. It's great to be out here in these mountains, among the waters and nature. And I know in my life I feel as though I don't take enough time to slow down. I feel like that's another one of the lessons that I get from nature and being out here is I haven't looked at a watch, I think, since we came out. I've turned my phone on, I think, twice, but turned it off pretty quickly and have no use for it essentially out here, which is great to take some time and create some space just to be present and to be here with the brothers here and also with the land and nature. So it feels really good to slow down and take some of that in. It feels really good to show up in support of the brothers that came out and helping give support of this trip. I find it when I give, I get so much in return. I often show up with the intention of being of service, but I get so much more out of the experience and sharing and hearing the other brothers share. The medicine is there in all of that sharing and holding space for each other and supporting each other. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful unfolding, and it's been a great experience so far. And I feel as though it's probably not going to be the last time to come out into a journey like this.
So, coming from the outside, I expected this just to be a nature retreat, just a couple of days off the grid, have some fun. But it was that and so much more, not the least of which has to do with the connections that I've made. I mean, I was a complete stranger to 11 other men, and now it feels like I've known them for as long as I can remember. The activities that we did, the insights that we've gained, from the small to the big, sitting around the fireplace, exchanging stories about each other's lives, everything's just brought me closer to myself, to nature around me. It's just given me this extra sense in a way, you know, apart from the 5 that we have. And some of the learnings I will be taking with me for the rest of my life, I hope. Lots of things I've learned about myself, about others, how to live in a community, sharing, helping, yeah, just being there for someone, and when to give someone their space, everything, just the minuscule to the largest. It's been quite an experience. And the other thing I want to say is I was kind of dreading being off the grid because I'm always online, and it felt like 4 days is gonna be so long, but I can't believe it's the last day already and we're gonna go home tomorrow. So yeah, that in itself should be testimony enough. I don't even know where the time went. On the water.
What I've seen over the course of the weekend, over the last 3 or 4 days, is one of my favorite things to see. It's just like people being real as shit. Like just people being so real bringing their stories and seeing men connect with each other about their stories. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about these sorts of weekends is part of isolation is like recognizing that we're alone, that I'm alone. Part of isolation is recognizing like, oh, no one else has had any sort of suffering or experiences or a life similar to mine. No one else is experiencing what I'm experiencing. And what I've noticed time and time again in these spaces is when men come together and we openly share our lives and what's happening in our lives, what I've noticed is people start to realize that they're not alone. That we actually all carry very similar experiences in our lives, very similar stories. As one man raises his hand and shares, another man is lit up by the fact that, oh, I'm experiencing that too, or I've experienced that too, and that's connection. That connection is the shared story, so that I don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel alone. We don't have to feel alone. That's one of the most beautiful things about this weekend that I've noticed. And to see all these connections and to like feel all these connections and to have all these new connections, to wake up with one another every morning around a fire, enjoying the weekend, fun, so much fun. To play together like children. It's really special. And I'm so grateful for this experience and to be able to facilitate this experience, to put this experience on the way that others have done for me. This isn't, something that I came up with. This is something that I have experienced elsewhere that I'm taking and I'm making my own and sharing with others. It's a gift that's been given to me that I am now giving because I have to give, because I've done the work to make sure that my cup is overflowing, and now I'm giving from the overflow. So what I'm getting back out of this is a lot of the reflections of the other brothers. It's a reminder of the same things I'm going through, a reminder of the things that I've gone through and the things that I've learned to do that I've forgotten about.
Some of these exercises really broken into a deep part of my spirit and soul that I felt was dead or just not alive completely. I felt kind of like a zombie for a while, and now I feel like that true love for humanity as a whole is here now, and I can embrace that within and around me. I feel it. A connection that sparked this weekend that is going to ripple out into this world because of the work that we did here, because of the vulnerable sharing of our stories that we did here changed our lives. I truly wish more men would experience things like this, but no one can tell you to do that. You got to want that. You've got to really want that. But what I will tell you from my experience, so worth it. And if you want it, go get it. Don't wait for it. The timing will be divine and right for you, but you've got to really want it. And I've wanted this relationship with brothers for a very long time, and it's here. And I feel like it changed, man. But I'm going to carry this into this world. Never forget this weekend, these 4 days. This journey of these 11 men and myself. Thank you forever for sharing your stories with me and the reflections that we come upon throughout this journey. Forever grateful.
Yeah, I would recommend this to any man who's looking for a moment to sit and reflect, be in the presence and be seen and observed by other men who are looking to better themselves and show up for the people in their lives, and show up for themselves, really.
And originally when we put this trip together, that was the entire intention as well. It was letting nature be a reflection for me, for us. Letting nature be a reflection to teach us its ways. Because there's so much wisdom in nature. There's natural wisdom. And I seek to get inspiration from as many places as I can. And nature is one of the places that I look to as often as I can. And transition is hard. Change is hard. Changing is hard. But nature does it so gracefully every year, year in and year out. The changing of the seasons shows us that change is natural. It's a part of life. It's not to be resisted. It's to be embraced. I'm going to be out here with the brothers and find out what it is that I want. You know, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing is, you know, what is most important, and I believe it's come back to balance. Like, yeah, it doesn't have to be, this is important or that is important. It's all important. Do it all. Do it with balance. That's what I'm looking for today.
I feel honored to be here with these men and to hear their stories, to share so many similarities and know that we're not alone, and to understand each other on a deeper level, and to have that willingness to want to be attentive and understand each other is something sometimes us men can't find in the outside world. But coming here to nature and breaking it down to a primitive level of our feelings and our instincts and our inner guidance and the inner child in us that is trying to speak to us, the man that is trying to understand himself as a grown man now and try to find his place in this world, is something that I've come to finally understand after years of searching hard and what felt like strenuous years of pain and suffering, hard on my behalf of not understanding myself.
We originally put this trip together as an opportunity for men to join because in my life, the most benefit that I've ever got is coming into spaces like this. Coming into spaces with other men and sitting in circle, sharing has completely changed every aspect of my life. To share with others the gift of connection, to build a tribe. That's why I'm here. And I hope you'll join us at the next one. Thank you.